Hello everybody, this is Chuck Wiger, State Senator, and I'm very pleased to have with me today Steve Lukin, Chief Steve Lukin from the Maplewood Fire Department, the Chief of the whole patrol. And we have our Dalmatian as well in the office, and he doesn't have a name, but he's going to join us as well. Chief.
Thank you, Senator.
Tell us, how long have you been with the department?
Well, actually, I've been the chief since 2000, and I've actually been a firefighter in Maplewood starting back in 1977.
41
years.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah. Well,
I believe,
thank you.
And I believe that was with Gladstone.
It was. I started with the Gladstone Fire Department back
Twice
in
Firefighter of the Year.
You remember that? Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Right. And so you're local. You grew up, attended the schools in the area through high school, and went on to college. And I want to share a little bit about the background with our viewers too about you. So tell us about just growing up, and then what helped ignite that flame inside you to fight fires and prevention.
Back in, I think, probably in about 54, Mom and Dad moved to Maplewood. Been there ever since. I have two other brothers. They grew up and went through the school system here in Maplewood.
What schools?
The Maplewood. We actually I went to Hazelwood School at the time. They ended up going to the Wiger. By then Hazelwood was gone. All three of us attended John Glenn, and then all.
And you live just 1,000 feet from that school.
I do
where
now.
It used to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I do now. Right on the park there.
Yeah.
And we all three of us ended up graduating, going to North, and then we all went to different colleges.
Yep.
I met my wife there. Kathy at the time was Kathy Ferrazzo, and she was a lifelong resident and had gone through there. And she is a special needs teacher, and she ended up with the school district 622. And I'm also very proud of my other two daughters, and one is actually the first grade teacher now in the 622 system at Weaver Elementary.
Wonderful. And when did you think you might want to go into your profession?
You know, it's kind of funny. Actually, just before we got married, and actually in 77, a couple of the guys I'd run into, and I used to chase the fire trucks a little bit on my bike, knew me from when I owned that filling station down on Highway 61 and County Road B. Said, you ought to get into this and try it. So anyway, so I signed up, I tried it. It was the best thing I ever did. I fell in love with it. Actually, I always say I think I have a disease that I caught with this because I can't let it go. I'm at some point realizing I'm going to have to retire, but I'm not sure how that's going to work. But we'll see how that goes. But it's been a great profession. I love it. It's a great bunch of wonderful, wonderful people that we've had over the years, and saving lives and trying to save as much property and such as you can is a great feeling.
And so the mission of the fire department is save lives, protect property, prevention, but elaborate on that.
Absolutely. So we have really three things. We always start out with prevention first, and that is starting out with the kids very early. We try to get to the kindergartners, first graders, and then we usually skip the second and third and then come back for the fourth and fifth graders. So we have a little bit. So we do that a lot. We also do a lot with our seniors today, more so than we've ever did in the past. We provide fall prevention issues. We come into your home, we'll do a safety check of your home, not only for your fire extinguishers, for your fire and smoke alarms, your CO alarms, but we'll also walk around and say and look at who you are and how your mobility is and say, that rug right there is just a fall incident waiting to happen. We suggest you do this, and it's amazing how many of those we've done and how they love us after the fact. And I will say that we probably have, when we make suggestions, a 98% compliance rate. So that really helps us, because then that keeps us from having to go on a medical call to the home. It keeps them in their homes longer rather than if they fall and break a hip and have to go into assisted living. So for us, it's just from that kind of cradle to the grave kind of approach that we are taking for prevention of all types of issues within the home.
And I know at the National Night Out, there's lots of firefighters as well as the whole emergency responder team out at meetings. Tell us about that.
So we get out quite a bit to those. So we really play a big part with the police department and National Night Out. We get to that. We also do a lot of others too, where, like I'd mentioned, where seniors can call in or come in, and we'll come out and do that home inspection for them to do those kinds of things. We go to a lot of the schools, a lot of the senior housing complexes that we go to, and just give a friendly talk and kind of update them a little bit on what some of the issues are that they should be aware of, in their home, how to take care of the weather, all the kind of things that we think are necessary to help and protect people.
Okay, and on the prevention, would there be on your website some tips?
There are actually, yep. If you get out there, it's also with the emergency management side as
Yes.
well. And you'll get out there and you'll be able to go to different websites that'll provide you with storm weather issues that you can deal with. This heat that we've had here,
Yep.
when the index was so high, we have spots where you can go and gives you ideas of what you should be doing during these types of things. Staying indoors, keeping hydrated.
And each season has its own challenges. And
They do.
If it's the heat, or it could be the frigid cold weather that we endure,
Absolutely.
especially in the early part of the year. So
They're all
be
out there,
responsive
yep.
to tips, and prevents a lot of challenges, and the need again for prevention,
Right.
because
Right.
probably many of these fires that could be prevented.
Absolutely. What actually it's a national standard is that a high percentage of all fires are just something that could have easily have been prevented, and
Yes.
and it's like leaving a candle on when you leave, or
Yeah.
it's easy leaving your stove on with a pot of grease or something on it, those kinds of things. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so prevention, number one.
Well, after prevention and then we're out there, and then it's about public safety.
Yes.
And then we're out there, both EMS and the fire side of it is where we do everything we can to
EMS being the emergency
medical side of it, yep. And we're a full transport organization, so we'll pick you up and take you to your hospital destination with paramedics and EMTs. We do that as our medical direction is through Regents Hospital. So what we do with that is, as well as prevention, is that we get out there and we provide these kinds of services. We'll go out, if you have an issue, there is a fire, our number one priority is life safety. So in the fire side of it, if we need to make a rescue or help someone get out of their home. The other thing I'd like to point out too, as long as he's sitting here, is that we also treat a lot of the pets as if they were family. And so even if the family's out and there may be a pet in there, and we believe it's still a viable pet, we will make that attempt to try and get that pet for them. And more departments throughout the country are doing those things now, because those are they're as good as a family member.
Oh, yes.
So we try to do those things for them. And then on the EMS side as well, we get in there on cardiac arrests and that. And we believe we provide the state-of-the-art type of medical care to our residents and those visiting at the same time. And so it's all about that life safety issues that we provide.
Anything further that you'd like to share about the mission of the department?
Well, as you know, I think as we've made a huge change starting here in the beginning of the year. We used to be a combination of full-time, part-time.
Yes.
Through a 2-year study that we looked at, and with the lack of staffing we were able to get, we've now gone 100% full-time. We're starting to develop our new vision and mission statements that we're looking at. A new strategic plan is on its way. And we had such a great group of part-time folks that worked for us. They did an outstanding job. It was a difficult call we had to make. It needed to be done, and for long-term growth. But we had some really great guys. A lot of good friends of mine were on there, and
You were one.
I was one, and so I know exactly where they came from and what they were
And you
doing.
have hired several of them.
We did. We hired 6 of those.
For the full time.
For our full-time staffing, absolutely. So it's been a great transitional time, and we're moving forward. And like I mentioned, we're now starting our new strategic plan to take us out next 3 to 5 years. So more great things to come. We've had great years in the past, and we're just really excited about what the future holds for us, both in fire and EMS.
Wonderful. Well, Chief Lukin, thank you so much for your service, all that you've done for the community, your work up here at the state capitol as an advocate for the Maplewood area, the greater East Metro area, and you're clearly one of the leading fire chiefs throughout our state.
Senator, thank you, sir, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for a job well done.
Thank you, sir.
And viewers, if you would like to learn more about the fire department, the emergency services, the first responders, check out the website. And as Chief Lukin mentioned, I'm sure that someone from the staff would be willing to come out to do an inspection if there was concerns, to give you more information as well. So,
it's on the website with a number to call to set up an appointment.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.